Start. Thereafter, the revisionist filed an application before the learned court below for being exonerated of the liabilities under the complaint without mentioning the provision of law under which the application was filed. The learned counsel for the revisionist has submitted that in the aforesaid application it was mentioned that in para 11 of the complaint a prayer has been made to punish the revisionist under section 141 of the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881, and the revisionist number 1 is neither a company registered under the Companies Act nor is it a firm, and therefore section 141 of the Act does not apply to the revisionist number 1. He submitted that for this reason the complaint is not maintainable and the revisionist ought to be exonerated of the liabilities under the complaint. The opposite party number 2 filed objections against the aforesaid application inter alia, stating that the complaint under section 138 of the Act has to be decided by the court through a summary trial. There is no provision in law for filing of a discharge application during a summary trial. Besides this, section 258 CRPC also does not apply to cases arising out of complaint. On this ground, the application filed by the revisionist is not maintainable and is liable to be dismissed. It was further stated in the objections that the trial court does not have the jurisdiction to recall or review the order passed by itself, and it has no power to recall or review an order passed by it summoning the accused persons. After hearing the aforesaid application of the revisionist and the objections against it filed by the opposite party number 2, the learned court below proceeded to pass the impugned order dated 18/10/2021, whereby the revisionist application was rejected. Dealing with the objection of the revisionist regarding mentioning of section 141 of the Act, the learned court below has stated that the entire complaint, the revisionist number 1, has been referred to as a proprietorship firm and the revisionist number 2 as its proprietor. Mere mention of section 141 of the Act in the complaint for whatever reason may not lead to a conclusion at this stage that the complaint is not maintainable. Dealing with the second submission made on behalf of the revisionist during oral submissions that no evidence has been led by the complainant under section 202 CRPC, the learned court below has held that the documents adduced by the complainant can be taken into consideration under section 202 CRPC. The learned court below has referred to the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court in the case of expeditious trial of cases under section 138 of NI Act 1881/2021 SCC online SC 325, in which it has been held that there is no inherent power of trial courts to review or recall the issue of summons. Mr. Baljit Singh, learned counsel for the revisionists, has assailed the validity of the aforesaid order dated 18/10/2021 mainly on the ground that the application for discharge had been filed by the revisionist on the direction of this court-wide order dated 22/6/2021, which was wrongly been rejected by the learned court below as not maintainable. The second submissions advanced by the learned counsel for the revisionists is that under section 141 of the Act, action can only be taken against a company where the revisionist number 1 is a proprietorship firm and not a company, and therefore it cannot be proceeded with under section 141 of the Act. It has also been submitted that the learned court below has summoned the revisionists without recording the statement of the opposite party number 2 under section 202 CRPC, and the said fact has not been considered by the learned trial court while rejecting the discharge application. The learned AGA has opposed the revision and submitted that there is no illegality or infirmity in the impugned order. I have considered the submissions made by the parties, counsel, and gone through the record. The submissions of the learned counsel for the revisionists that the application for discharge was filed on the direction issued by this court in the order dated 22/2/2021 passed in application under section 482 CRPC number 1901 of 2021 is apparently wrong, as by means of the aforesaid order this court had merely granted a liberty to the revisionists to move an application, and the application was directed to be decided in accordance with law, which includes the law regarding its maintainability. Therefore, the learned court below has not committed any illegality in examining the maintainability of the application. As has already been noted above, the application does not mention the provision of law under which it has been moved, presumably because there is no provision. But after taking cognizance of the complaint and examining the complainant and the witnesses, if he is satisfied that there is sufficient ground to proceed with the complaint, he can issue process by way of summons under section 204 of the code. Therefore, what is necessary or a condition precedent for issuing process under section 204 is the satisfaction of the magistrate either by examination of the complainant and the witnesses or by the inquiry contemplated under section 202 that there is sufficient ground for proceeding with the complaint, hence issue the process under section 204 of the code. In none of these stages the code has provided for hearing the summoned accused for obvious reasons, because this is only a preliminary stage and the stage of hearing of the accused would only arise at a subsequent stage provided for in the later provision of the code. It is true, as held by this court in Matthew's case, before issuance of summons, the magistrate should be satisfied that there is sufficient ground for proceeding with the complaint, but that satisfaction is to be arrived at by the inquiry conducted by him as contemplated under sections 200 and 202, and the only stage of dismissal of the complaint arises under section 203 of the code, at which stage the accused has no role to play. Therefore, the question of the accused on receipt of summons approaching the court and making an application for dismissal of the complaint under section 203 of the code for a reconsideration of the material available on record is impermissible, because by then section 203 is already over and the magistrate has proceeded further to section